Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction bingo for One Piece chapter 1114. I actually wasn't expecting today's video to come out today, but it came out a good 7 or so hours ago. I was surprised, actually. So I don't think there's a super long intro since we just had the break for Golden Week and everything, and like sometimes it feels like we get the chapter for the Golden Week break early, but we didn't this time around. The scans have also just been kind of late in the week lately, but either way, I don't think there's going to be a super long intro. There's kind of like one thing I want to talk about from last chapter, some kind of predictions for this chapter before I get into it, but I will save that for after I generate my bingo card because I put it as one of the options I could potentially get, so I'll talk about it there. But yeah, I should say before getting into this, as usual, if you want to help support the channel on Patreon or by becoming a channel member, I usually don't say that at the beginning, but if you want to, that's the way you get these videos early. I don't want to spoil anybody by posting it before the official's out, so this is up and patrons and members can watch it and get this early when the scans come out, and then I post it publicly for everybody once the actual official translation comes out. So if you want to get these videos early, become a patron or channel member, you can get them a bit early. And also, I will leave a link to generate your own bingo card so that you can play along, you can generate your own card, and maybe get some better luck than me. Down in the comments and description, as always. I always update the bingo card generator, make a new one for each chapter, and there's like 30 some options, so your card can not only be in a different order than mine, you can completely get like different options, different possibilities than I get for yours. So either way, let's generate our card and then start reading. So this week, let's see what I get. I got a named character death, the Ancient Robot, Nika mentioned, Seraphim, Cross Guild, Named Attack, Cypher Pull, Gorosei, any Straw member, Flashback. That's actually a pretty solid row right there. Thousand Sunny, Pacifista, Free Space Witch we can click, Devil Fruit Awakening, New Name Devil Fruit, Silhouetted Character, Zoan Transformation, and I just mentioned, this is what I kind of wanted to talk about. This is a spot I added. If Vegapunk says, "Oh, I'm just kidding, the world isn't going to sink into the sea," or whatever, if the cliffhanger, like, that's so bad if the cliffhanger that we ended last week on is just, oh no, it was just a cop-out, it isn't really what it means, then, you know, that's kind of not good. But I just have this sinking feeling that I'm like, is it possible that we just start this out with Vegapunk being like, nah, just kidding. So, Vegapunk himself, okay, that twice in a row. Food, Bounty Reveal, Yonko, Smoker, Any Island Other Neghead, and Vivi Wappler Morgans. And as usual, I think we're getting back to the cover story this time. So color spreads probably shouldn't count usually. Like, color spreads probably shouldn't count, and jump covers probably shouldn't count, but cover stories or cover requests probably should count. So if we're getting back to the cover story, which it looks like we are, then that is going to count. Just bringing the chapter up for me. Of course, I can't show it to all of you, sadly, because it's One Piece, but that's why we're doing bingo. Just giving everybody a little extra something. So we have chapter 114, The Wings of Icarus. Icarus mention? I have no idea what that's going to mean in the context of One Piece whatsoever. But we see the little shrine, and then I guess that's the planned journey here. You're starting, going around. Wait, did Yamato already go around and the X is where Yamato is currently? And Kinemon is thinking about Yasue. Oni Child Yamato in the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 4. I ask that you complete a pilgrimage to Hakamai and... Okay. To Hakamai and return this sword to Enma's shrine in the late Yasue's stead. So, yeah. Okay. So, Yamato is to go from there. This is the explanation for the journey then. Go there, around all the places of Wano we saw during the Wano arc, go to the shrine, leave the sword there. I wonder if this is cool. I wonder if we're going to see more Onimaru then. Especially, we have Oni Child Yamato if Oni Child Yamato and Onimaru end up as like some sort of like pairing to travel together or something. And then going back around that way. Okay. Alright, well that was actually, before we even get into the main chapter proper, do I have any island other than Egghead? I do. So we at least get that. I figured if we get the cover story, it's more clearly a Yamato thing now, even though I didn't know if it would be at first. So I took Yamato out of the options you could potentially get. So no Yamato. And then no Zoan transformation. I think that's about it for right now. I don't think I'll count that as a flashback. The only possibility there I would think is maybe food if they're eating, but no, it doesn't look like they are. All right, Navy HQ in the New World. Okay, we're seeing something different. The world is shocked. Are we gonna jump around the world a bunch? The world's gonna sink into the ocean? Does he realize what he's saying? Dr. Vegapunk. We have Sakazuki. The town of mockery, Mocktown. Yeah, this guy's a riot. Is he trying to panic everyone and take the world down with him? How the heck is the whole world meant to sink, Mr. Genius? The city of Water 7. We're back to Water 7 again. If he was just talking about this city, I'd believe him in an instant, damn. But the whole world, it'd take a lot more than rising tides to do that, right? Underwater prison impelled out. Dolphy? This just gets better and better. Isn't it your job to take care of the inmates, Magellan? What are you gonna do if the prison gets completely flooded? Wow. You have a point. The sudden sea level rise earlier caused havoc with some cells, and that was only 1 meter. How many meters would it take to cover the whole world? Most urban areas would be screwed if water levels rose just another 5 meters. Maybe we should all evacuate. We could always go somewhere high up. And again, maybe that's the whole thing. I think I mentioned it in the last reaction that maybe the sea level is meant to rise and cover everything except the red line. Ryukyu Kingdom, Fishman Island. Father, is that really going to happen? It sounds so outlandish, Jamon. Egghead, the island of the future. This is crazy. But the world's most acclaimed scientist is saying it. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's true. It'll cause mass panic and chaos. Enough with the lies and madness, Vegapunk. And now we're seeing the Gorosei. Quickly, eradicate the broadcast snail. No, snuff out every living thing you can sense. We can deal with the ramifications later. And we have York. Damn Stella, did he really spill the beans on everything? Please, humor me for a moment as I make a prediction. Assuming my sensor data is accurate, a few days from now as I record this, an exceptionally vicious earthquake will rock the entire planet. So it's going to be an earthquake. Let me stop off and fill in some spots. Because we do have Gorosei. I don't think we saw Cypherpole yet. No named attack or Nika mention, anything like that. No Seraphim. Man, all this jumping around, we didn't see Cross Guild? We didn't see any Strats yet. Right? Geez, we actually... Okay, Devil Fruit Awakening for the Gorosei there. I don't think we saw food, but I could maybe go back and look if we need to. We've got Vegapunk. Vegapunk was apparently not just kidding about the sinking, so I don't think I'm getting that. We got his Zoan transformation. Oh, did we get silhouetted character? That's another I'll have to look back through if I need to. Yonko. Oh, I didn't get Admiral. I feel like we could put Admiral for Sakazuki even though he's Fleet Admiral. If you have Admiral, like I'll allow you to count that, I would think. Yeah, we haven't seen Luffy yet, I don't think, so no Yonko. Okay, no Vivi Wobble or Morgans. Okay, I kind of expected that I got a little bit more in that chunk of time. I don't think there was anybody important that got silhouetted, though. No, we're just straight up seeing these characters. Or anyone eating? Actually, wow, we see the bar in Mocktown, but not anyone eating? What? Man. Okay. Well, well, don't tell me. Rand, where have you been? Random smoothie in Mont d'Or? What? Don't tell me he's talking about today's earthquake. Didn't he die after this recording? Following this calamity, sea levels the world over will rise by 1 meter. A number of islands will become uninhabitable. No way, he actually saw it coming? And naturally, many beaches will also be submerged. Let me see some of the flooded cities from before. Oh, we have Longring Longland. If this doesn't come to pass, feel free to disregard the rest of this message. This is freaky. How was he able to call it? Assuming, however, these events have transpired, then please pay heed to what I have to say. Is he going to talk about the Mother Flame or the ancient weapon, because that's what caused the earthquake? And maybe that's how he saw it coming, because he knew that the Gorosei now had the Mother Flame. We have Kazan listening. The earthquake I just predicted cannot, strictly speaking, be considered a natural phenomenon. Alright, and we have Egghead getting torn apart. Vegapunk, not another word. And this is a really cool shot. A really cool shot of Saturn fighting Usopp, Brook, Nami, Lilith, and then we have Robin and Chopper. Get out of here. I've always naively yearned for peace and prosperity. Oh, and they get caught up in the web of Robin's arms catching them. Gah! And Chopper is getting squished while trying to block. Be gone! And now we have a big 2-page spread. I'm trying not to look at the left yet. And that brought me to what proved to be my first grave sin. Mars, what is the status of the power station? I'm seeing to it now. We must preserve the contents of that room. I'm almost there. I was fixated on my dream of developing an everlasting energy source, hell-bent on driving the world to a bigger and brighter future. The Mother Flame. And we have Saturn. And now we see Mother Flame, and it's a flame inside of a machine. But this is why it's called Wings of Icarus. But I flew too close to the sun. It's titled S-108, A and Mu. I wonder if that's some sort of relation to Emu. And then we have to eradicate all life forms. Not yet. And then it seems like the control panel's getting smashed in by human form Saturn. We must be relentless. Okay, wow, that is a really detailed shot. That almost doesn't even look like Oda's normal art style. We're just taking it in. Okay, is there anything else before I continue? It's been a few more pages. Anything else I can fill in here? I mean, name character death. I've kind of already counted Vegapunk at this point. Sorry, hiccup. This point. We've seen Straw Hat members. We have not seen Seraphim yet. I don't think we've seen Flashback, right? I don't think we've... Yeah, we haven't seen Thousand Sunny. I don't think we haven't seen a named attack, because we've been seeing fighting, but that's not the type of fighting we've seen. It's just been going on while the speech has been the main focus. Okay, we still haven't seen Luffy, so no Yonko. Okay, well, I need Seraphim, but again, Oda's like, please forget I wrote those. Those didn't matter. Oda's trying to scrub those from history like the world government. I shouldn't get ahead of myself, though. And it's reacting. The sound effects say go-bo-bo. And then we have go-go-go coming out in the next panel. It's no use. Oh, we see the ancient robot. Nothing's working. In order to understand, what is it? We didn't even phase it. Youch, that's hot. And we have... Okay, we have Luffy, Dory, and Brogy with what was his name? Topman, Warkiri. Where the world is heading will be burned to a crisp if we don't hurry. We must first address the past specifically what happened between 900 and 800 years ago. A century-long period that most think of as a blank part of history. And we see Emu. Those miserable Marines, what are they doing? Hurry and shut the cretin's mouth. And we have a riot among the celestial dragons. Fittingly, it is known as the Void Century, since all information about it has either been erased or lost. And that is true for the most part. But there's one last key to unlocking some scraps and echoes from back then. Was her name Shalia? I forget her name. Death is too good for him. Bring back his body. I'll tear him limb from limb. The Void Sentry? What's he talking about? And she doesn't know about it. The poneglyphs, those lonely stones dwelling in various quiet and calm lands all over the globe, the text inscribed on them, once decoded, is our one and only method, Dere-shi-shi-shi, of glimpsing this unknown past. And we see Saul. Okay, are there any more before I see whatever we get to next? I'm pretty sure we saw at least a couple. We have Yonko now. And then, yeah, I guess it's nothing new other than that. Yeah, I guess that, oh, we saw the ancient robot, but again, it's not helping me much at this point. Let's see what we get at the very end. I'm assuming we're getting, like, this chapter's been going on. Maybe we're not close to the end, because now I'm looking over to the side, and the bar is only like halfway down the screen. Hey, did you know? Orangetown East Blue, motherfucking shoo-shoo, that way back when 20 kings teamed up to create the world. Yeah, we have, and I love they have the little reference statue of Shushu now. You got Shushu and the mayor. I think his name was Boodle. I wonder if this old timer knows about any of them. Who can say? What do you think, Shushu? Woof. Despite this, any attempts to decipher the poneglyphs, and this has to be the most character-filled chapter of One Piece. Now we have Marguerite is considered taboo by the world government, and so I felt compelled to commit my second grave sin. I betrayed the government and studied this forbidden era myself. I was fortunate enough to inherit several documents from a certain group of exceptional archaeologists, and that allowed me to decipher a number of poneglyphs. Zoro-san, Jinbei-san, we have Brook yelling. I pursued this research as far as possible, and I have no regrets. History is a story, after all. Whoa, the ground's moving. Look, the clouds are stretching, and we see the sunny. This must be what Edison was talking about. Ah, that's right. With the edge of the clouds further out, we'll be able to leap right into the ocean. And then we have wheezing. Y'all Straw Hats had better make it. Don't you dare get caught by the government. And we have a big 2-page spread. And in truth, I only know a small fragment of this 100-year-long tale. It wouldn't be right to leave you with baseless speculation, so I'll limit myself to the facts as I know them. Please just tell us already. Enough, Straw Hat, it's pointless. The star of this story was born 900 years ago in a bountiful and advanced kingdom. This next move's gonna work. And just like the legendary sun god Nika from the Fables of Elbaf, he too fought with a stretchy and elastic body. So I wonder if maybe the sun god Nika was not like a fable, but he just lived so long ago, like maybe 1800 years ago, like twice as long, that he's essentially a fable, but he was just the person with what is, I mean, we're calling it the Nika fruit, but what is essentially the Gomu Gomu no Mi right now? But the fruit that allows you to stretch. Maybe he had that, or maybe he was the one who created it, or the first person with it, and then at some point, Joy Boy, because they're saying like the sun god Nika, which makes you think, okay, Joy Boy wasn't Nika. So Joy Boy maybe was the second person to eat the fruit and sort of inherit the will, because inherited will is like the most important thing in One Piece. And now Luffy, another 900 years later, is maybe potentially the third in the line of people. Stop it, you're cracking us up. And his hand is burning now. He was the first man to take to the seas. the first to be called a pirate, the original pirate, break next week. And of course we know this ties back into Zunisha because Zunisha was connected to Joy Boy somehow. So I wonder, after this break next week, do we actually finally get more information, or do they keep stringing us along like this? Because I loved this chapter. I love chapters of any series where we're jumping around, we're seeing a bunch of different characters from a bunch of different places. I just personally, my little fanboy brain, I enjoy that. I think that's very, very fun. But when it comes to actual information, I suppose the truth of the matter is that though we had all this going on with this speech from Vegapunk, we learned very little compared to what we already knew from last week. It's like we didn't actually learn all that much more. But again, I don't think that's necessarily bad because we made a lot of progress. We saw the Mother Flame. We saw so much, actually. Like, not just jumping around seeing all these other characters, but we got information out of it. Like, I love, again, jumping to all these other characters, but we see the Mother Flame. We see Saturn making it to that. We see the fight with Saturn before that. We see how the Straw Hats are meant to escape, what Edison did with his sacrifice. So, like, we got a lot more progress. Like, we made some progress, and we didn't do it off screen. We actually were able... This is something that Oda's usually terrible at. Oda usually will off-screen everything and then just tell us about it after the fact. Like, he's terrible at managing what's on or off screen. But this is actually the complete opposite, where we got so much information from everything going around, jumping around. We got the information of Vegapunk talking, so we were able to get that without spending all of our panel time on that. But we have that going on kind of in the background as we're seeing the main action and the stuff on the island progressing on screen. So yeah, I think this is actually one of Oda's best chapters in a while. I said a while back where there was this one chapter where I was like, this almost looks too good to be Oda. This is another one of those chapters where I'm like, this almost seems too good to be true, almost too good to be Oda. But with all that out of the way, is there any chance? We got Nika mentioned. Do I have any chance whatsoever? I don't think I would count us as having a flashback anywhere. Maybe we did and I just missed it because I was so focused. This is one of those rare chapters where, I mean, I guess not super rare, but it's a chapter where it's like I have trouble paying attention to the bingo because I'm focused so much on the chapter itself. Did we have a named attack? I don't think we ended up with one. Because Luffy goes in for a punch, but he doesn't, like, give it a name, does he? Hold on, let me bring the chapter back up. Like, he just punches him, right? Yeah, this next move's gonna work. He just punches him. He doesn't give it a name or anything. So yeah, no named attacks here. We did see the Thousand Sunny, so, like, again, look at all these spaces filled in. You guys, any of you could have got a bingo for sure. Oh, silhouetted character for Emu. Emu does count for that. So yeah, all of these filled in. There's definitely a chance that some of you could have got it. But once again, I fill in like half my bingo board and still did not get one. But either way, I guess that's it. Let's go ahead and end this out. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this chapter, my thoughts and reaction. Again, I think it's one of One Piece's best in a while. I really, really, really like this one. Like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitter if you want to. If you want a link to the Discord server, it is free and open for anyone. We can talk there. Just ask and I can give you a link. Again, like I mentioned at the beginning, if you would like to not only help support the channel, you could drop a super thanks down below if you wanted to do that, but also get a shout out at the end of every video and get One Piece videos early when the scans come out. Then hit join down below to become a member. Go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. And yeah, you'll get these early. Thank you so much, though, to people who are already patrons and members. Like I said, thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Holly, Magical Girls, FR Nono and Abyss Knight, Cheriton Students, David Langstaff and Folded Ghoul, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element Pate Ardiawal. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all so much for watching. I had a ton of fun with this one, so thank you, and I'll see you all next time.